Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you are a couple of resources for RTI, or response to intervention, and also some resources to help with differentiated instruction. Since we have 3 different levels of math, usually that we teach within a grade level, this can greatly help your classes. I know for my low class, I use the reteach ones all the time. So, first of all, within the lesson, you'll see the chapter heading, and then the lesson number, and then you'll see a bunch of lesson resources over here. That can be used to also get to these resources if you need to. In here, you can see that they're listed by symbol. It's one of their things that they do. You can also go to the ebook, and they'll be down at the bottom as well. So here, if I press my ebook, it'll load. And here you can see I've got some answers. You can quickly clear those with the eraser. And then down here, you'll see that it lists that there's videos that you can watch that go along with this that you can press. There's a tutor that comes on and it'll do the problems with a teacher voice, so that's kind of fun. There's tools, so manipulatives and things like that you might need to practice this lesson would be there. And then if you want to do a quiz, if you need further help, then you can press that. Worksheets, and then more in games, and response to intervention. So if I press my response to intervention, there lies your worksheets in order to help you. Once you click on any of those bottom buttons, it'll bring you to this page, which I think is interesting because it has all resources listed here. So it has beyond level, on level, and then there are worksheets to go with that. This one down here is usually a reteach in a small group. You could have your aides go ahead and do that with a small group if you knew that they were having issues on like your stations day. That's one thing I've done in the past. Here are your enrichment worksheets and your reteach. I know if you're teaching the high, you would definitely want to include those enrichment worksheets as much as possible. Perhaps the homework would be a practice situation, and the enrichment worksheet could be the homework that you'd send. Or else, perhaps, it would go inside the station. Here, if you click all resources, it's going to be interesting online because they have all of these going here where you can look through all of the ones that you saw in that presentation, and they're kind of at your fingertips. This is where the songs are also for some of the lessons, and my kids really enjoy the songs. There's the lesson plan that goes along with the song also included in here, and then you just navigate through the buttons to get through here. It also has your cross-curricular connections included inside the program. So here, they're in English and they're in Spanish, so you kind of have to know which one you're clicking on. And there are different levels, beginning, medium, and high, for these corresponding cross-curricular books. So let's say that I click on this one. Kind of interesting here. This is going to be your mid one, and our series originally came with a bunch of hard copies of these. And it's not too hard to copy 3 or 4 of them and keep them privately in a small station if you wanted to. And with this, you can download the book, you can print the book if you need to, and you can change the pages. So that's kind of a really neat thing that you can do with that. You can also zoom in and take a look at that as well. Okay, coming back from that, another thing that you can do is one of my favorite resources in this entire series. And when you go to it, to get back to where you were before, it's kind of, you could go to that home key and it'll take you back there. And on it, they have assessments and things. And then on the bottom of the assessments, they've hid them, which is kind of weird. But at the bottom of it, it says down here, Countdown to Common Core Performance Tasks. It says Chapter Assessment Question Correlation. It says Think Smart for the SBAC, Power Up for the PARC Assessment, and 21st Century Assessments and Grade 4 Assessments. Now, this is where you're going to find those test-driven activities. Yes, there's multiple choice in the book. Yes, there's activities and things like that. But I feel like these are the ones where if you're teaching high math and you're not using this, you're not pushing those kids high enough. The mid should definitely be using this as well. The low, you're going to strive to use these. You're going to pull them out and maybe teach them step by step in a whole group situation, but they aren't going to be your everyday practice situations. So here, Even if you look, I like the SBAC one so much. The answers are right here, and then the activities are here. It's a huge document to download onto your computer, but if you save it to your desktop, you'll have it there the whole time. And with this, it takes activities, and it has alternate assessments that actually match more of the test-taking material that we see on the Sage and things like that. And also on the new test, I guess. I don't know if they're still going to use that or not. But here you can see, just pull this down, the response items are more complicated. The kids have to actually read multiple directions, and the DOK is much harder on these questions. And then there's also, like it said on there, there's also alternate tests. And then there's performance tasks as well. So let's say that you have a student that's not the best at taking a test. They could do a performance task. Or maybe you wanted to assign a performance task for the month and have it be like, this month we're doing a performance task on price value, and everyone's going to complete this at their house and bring it back. So that way you can get more of enrichment with those high classes. I can't tell you how much I really enjoy this particular section. And again, it's inside the assessments one, so you can see how it goes even deeper. The countdown does one where it has weekly countdowns that you can do, and they're a little difficult as well, and they have performance tasks, so it's kind of interesting. These can be used for like monthly activities as well that you can do with the students. So I hope you gleaned how to find some of these enrichment activities and things like that inside here. A lot of times I'll print out some of the stuff and make it into stations and independent tasks for my students to complete when they're done with their practice inside our small group situations or in our whole group in independent practice time. Thank you.